All right, this is my controversial opinion, but people say Korea is a lonely place, and I could not disagree more. It's all about the community and the people you surround yourself with.
So, living in Korea for well over a decade, I usually hear this often where, oh, Korea's a lonely place and it's hard to make friends. And I'm like, this is what I call the socially lazy people. Yeah, socially lazy people. The reason why I call them socially lazy is because you can be like physically lazy, right? And this is a common concept. When you're like physically lazy, you can get up and be active, go to the gym and do something and change it. This is why I use the word lazy, because you can change it. Being socially lazy, it is not being an introvert. I hate this extrovert introvert thing, whatever. Being an introvert is, again, is just being socially lazy. It's a muscle. So being social is a muscle that you have to grow and nurture. So don't be socially lazy. You got to work on it.
Instance, this is my friend Lou. He's more introverted and I'm more extroverted, which works out perfectly. Because once you get him going, he's goofy, he's crazy, he's funny, but more importantly, he's loyal and honest, and that's what I look for in a friend. So today, me and Lou are gonna go and get some food and go over different content ideas, and because I trust him, he's actually gonna help me revamp my entire social media.
It's really important you be selective with the people you allow around yourself. It is so important to keep the right people around you. And there might be some other kinds of people. You can keep them at an arm's distance. You can just you know what I mean? But the good people who are very good, who you have a good connection with, keep them close and treat them well.
And this is what I'm talking about. Finding people who have the same type of interests as you and the same type of humor as you, especially, just makes life so much more easier. Like, look at him. He's over there laughing at whatever I wrote down. Meanwhile, I'm pretty sure he wrote all of his ideas down on a receipt paper or something, but that's his style. I'm not going to judge him. And something that people always ask me is, how do you just talk to anybody? How do you make friends? And the truth is, I just put myself out there. I don't really have a fear of approaching new people because I never knew them in the first place. So
I really like that form of thinking where you're not afraid to approach people and, start a conversation. However, I will say this though. When you come to Korea, especially as a foreigner, nobody knows you here. You have to understand that this is your opportunity to reinvent yourself. Whatever negative connotations you had about yourself that may have festered back in your home country will not be here. Nobody knows you here. This is your chance. You're literally like a fresh canvas to paint yourself all over again. So if you're a person who was like the shy introvert type back in your home country, now this is the opportunity to actually be less socially lazy and be more active and go out. This is your chance. So just keep that in mind if you're ever thinking about or here for the first time or in your first couple years in Korea. Nobody knows you here and nobody cares. That's another thing. Nobody actually cares. So just keep that in mind.
if it goes wrong, I didn't really miss out on anything in my life, but if it goes right, then I made a new friend. And you find that 9 times out of 10, people are nicer than you think, and they want to hang out with you just as much as you want to hang out with them. So put on your big girl panties and invite them to meet up. Y'all can go explore somewhere new. And remember, you are the main character in your life, and you're choosing to write them into your script. And it doesn't even have to be anything crazy. Like, I like what we're doing today. Like, we went to a restaurant, now we're at a cafe. Both places that I took him to, he absolutely hated, and that's fine because he's wrong. And that's okay too. Opposites attract. This is just a friendly reminder that you don't have to go along with what everyone else is doing. Just stand.
This is actually very, very important as well because I hear a lot of foreigners, especially when I first moved here, a lot of them would say, "Man, it's so hard to make friends with Korean people." It's hard to make friends with Korean people. Number one is, like it or not, there's a language barrier. And you gotta get your Korean up. Does it mean you gotta be fluent? No. Because all Koreans know English. This is my theory. All Koreans know English, but your Korean has to bring out their English. So if you speak Korean just a little bit, even showing effort, they will bring out all of their English to try to like price match the energy, and you'll be surprised at how much English they would know. Another thing is, I hear this all the time. Well, oh, these, a lot of Korean people just want to use me to learn English. When I first came to Korea, I met a lot of those Koreans. I love those people. I love the people who just kind of quote unquote want to use you for something, because it can be transactional. It can be transactional. A lot of Koreans that I met when I first came to Korea that was correct. They just wanted to use me to learn English. Guess what? I wanted to learn Korean. I wanted to learn Korean. So when I woke up at 5 a.m. and I'm studying and I had a question, I would message them at 5 a.m. and they would message me back whenever they woke up. And then they would, use me whenever they wanted some English, and it would go back and forth. It was so natural. And because of that, we actually became closer just because we were always messaging each other. And the one thing about Koreans is, if you ask them English, like a Korean question, a Korean culture question, they really do want to explain it to you properly, because Koreans feel like they have a duty to teach foreigners about their culture. So again, you can turn something easily that's perceived as a negative quickly into a positive. It's all about your mindset.
Your ground, and people are gonna like you a lot more for that anyway. Speaking of which, this motherfucker really think I work for him, making me bring him coffee. And this is Wooski, singer, songwriter, actress, writer. She do everything, really. She just released a new song called Heartship. Go stream it everywhere right now. It's a vibe, I'm telling you. Put it on while you in the gym. You gon'.
And again, if you're in another country, if you're back home and you meet somebody who is trying to do something, it's very hard to actually meet people, I think, back home. Because back home, there's like so many walls, there's like so many different groups of people, and you're closed up. But because you're a foreigner here, the foreign community will never be as big as it is back home, like never. So because of the foreigner community is small, you can be more selective with the foreigners that you meet, and you can find a lot of like-minded people. It's okay to tell people, no, I don't want to hang out with you. That's okay. But again, like this guy, like when you meet people who are kind of in the same boat of what you're trying to do, it's so much more easier to find these people in Korea.
You're gonna lift everything up in them. But yeah, needless to say, for the people who are still struggling to make friends here, just continue to put yourself out there, and I promise you will find your tribe. And if you have a hard time making friends, hit the bar. Somebody there will want to drink with you. All right, this
Absolutely true. Hey man, if you're new to Korea, go through the trial and error and be okay with the process. And at the same time, there's nothing wrong with being selective with who you allow around you. I went through the same process when I came to Korea. When I came to Korea, I went to every foreigner event. I tried to make foreigner friends. And then I slowly realized, like, what's the point of being in Korea if I'm only going to hang around foreigners? And then I transitioned into going to more of the, like, okay, where do the Koreans hang out? And that's where I started going. And then it just takes to meet one cool person. If you just meet one cool person, especially if they're Korean, they can open a bunch of doors for you. But you just gotta find that one person, and it may take some time. But once you do, your whole lifestyle perspective, experience in Korea will change. As always, I always link the original creator down in the link below. The free K360 newsletter. Find out what's happening in Busan and your city in Korea, as well as the Busan Cheat Day Party happening May 30th at the Bay 101 rooftop. Find the link below for more details. See you in the next one.